This fruit can raise blood sugar but also can save your life. Although eating bananas can cause a spike in your blood sugar levels, that does not mean that diabetics are prohibited from eating them. Why? There are so many things you don't know about bananas, and you will be shocked today after watching this video. So watch entirely. I made a banana documentary for you. Hello everyone, if you are looking for exclusive deals, blogs, educational content every week delivered to your email, subscribe to our newsletter at sugarmds.com right now. Okay, here is what we need to talk about today. Number 1, can a person with diabetes benefit from bananas? Number 2, how many calories or carbs in a small banana? Number 3, how many net carbs are in a banana? Number 4, is just one banana too much for a patient? Number 5, when should you not eat bananas? 6, can bananas help in reducing pain, especially among diabetics? Number 7, can bananas help prevent cancer for people with diabetes? Important one, right? And lastly, number 8, can it prevent constipation? So let's start with if you can benefit from bananas at all. So bananas are nutrient dense, right? You cannot ignore that. They're rich. They have a variety of vitamins and minerals. For example, medium banana will provide you with about a quarter of vitamin B6 that you require on a daily basis. Vitamin B6 is necessary for several different functions within the body, including the regulation of blood sugar and the production of hemoglobin, which is your red blood cells. Additionally, bananas are an excellent source of vitamin C. Of course, not too much vitamin C. We don't recommend excessive vitamin C, but you have to have 75 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C every day. A medium banana can give 10% of that amount, which is not too bad, right? Now, bananas, in addition to being rich in vitamins, they're also excellent source of magnesium. Magnesium is, essential for maintaining not only healthy bones, but also blood sugar levels. They help regulate the blood pressure too. Now, it should come as no surprise that bananas are one of the most consumed fruits given how rich they are in nutrients. Kids love it for a reason. Bananas are a good source of fiber and potassium, and two important nutrients for maintaining blood sugar levels. Now, fiber helps to slow down the digestion of carbohydrates, which can help to prevent the blood sugar spikes after eating a banana. Now, potassium in it helps to regulate insulin levels, which can also help to control blood sugar and the A1C levels. What else? Bananas contain, like we said, magnesium is very important for proper insulin function. Now, you should always make sure that when you're making dietary changes and stuff like that, talk to your diabetes coach. Or if you want to say, okay, well, I heard this video, I watched this video, now I want to start eating bananas all day long. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you are actually incorporating banana in a healthy way. You want to make sure that you're not choosing the ripe ones. They have higher sugar content in them. So if it is soft, don't touch it. In addition, eating banana alongside the foods such as high in protein, for example, peanut butter, can actually assist in maintaining your stable blood sugar levels instead of spiking blood sugar levels. So having it with some sort of fat or protein will definitely help you. You still have to eat bananas in moderation, but there is no requirement that you should completely abstain from eating them. That's kind of a BS, okay? Now, how many calories are in a small banana? Let's talk about that. There are approximately 90 calories in a small banana, which is what you should eat. Not a regular size, and definitely not a large size. Well, you may be into large things for other purposes, but when it comes to carbs, smaller is better. There are 23 grams of carbohydrates in a single banana. That's something to keep in mind, okay? Now, bananas, they're a good source of fiber, like we said, potassium, vitamin C, B6. Of course, they contain carbohydrates like everything else, and body stores them for energy. That's why you gotta exercise. Of course, every fruit contains some carbohydrates, but bananas are actually on the lower glycemic index than some other fruits, such as grapes and cherries. This means that they are less likely to cause blood sugar spikes than the cherries and grapes. It's important to remember that all fruits should be eaten in moderation. You're diabetic, you gotta have a good, solid, healthy mind when you're consuming sugary fruits. For people with diabetes, again, it's important to be aware of the carbohydrate limit. You have a limit. Everybody has a limit. You gotta know your limits. That's the essence of life, right? That being said, banana can definitely a part of your healthy diet, even for someone with diabetes. You don't want to miss on the fibers and vitamins and minerals just because your blood sugar may go up a little bit. The moderation. Abstinence is not gonna work, okay? Think about abstinence you have tried in the past. How many times it worked, right? So, why am I so into bananas? Because of its shape? Of course not. Compared to other fruits, bananas again have sugar content that is lower than average. That's why I love bananas. My patients love bananas. I just want to find a middle way here. My way or no way. My way or highway is not what we are trying to do here. Antioxidants found in bananas are important for defending cells too against damage, and they contribute overall your health. They're actually considered one of the healthiest foods that can be purchased everywhere easily, right? Let's answer some of the common questions you guys have. Now, some people say, how many net carbs are in a banana? Well, when it comes to carbs, as you know, they have glycemic index, they're all different. The net carbs, the fiber content in them, and they can play a huge impact on your final blood sugar levels. That's why it's important to be aware of the net carbs in your food. Now, net carbs are the total amount of carbs in a food minus any fiber and sugar alcohols. Fiber and sugar alcohols are both carbs, but your body does not digest them the same way as other carbs. So as a result, they don't have the same effect on your blood sugar levels. That's why we calculate net carbs, and it can be an important tool if you want to get into nitty-gritty and want to be more careful about your carbohydrate intake in general. Is one single banana too much for a diabetic patient? Well, I get that question a lot. And like I said, a medium banana can be up to 27 grams of sugar or carbs. That is around 6 teaspoons. Well, definitely that can be a lot for someone who is sedentary. But when you think about it, for people who still drink soda has 40 grams of sugar. But if you're eating 30 grams of carbs per meal, you know that you got it. You're locked in, buddy. You hit your banana, that's it. No more carbs for you. It's not a dessert. It's definitely not a great snack option unless you want to work out after. But bananas have a lot of nutritional benefits, so maybe take that, get the fiber, get the potassium, get the vitamins, go work out. That's the best thing you can do. So at the end, eating a banana may not be the worst idea if you're looking to cut down on the really bad processed sugars, right? Maybe half a day, if you can manage that, will be the best. Who should not eat bananas? Well, sometimes you should avoid bananas, right? When are they? Well, when your sugar is already high, there's no point of eating a banana. That's gonna raise your blood sugar even further. Bananas are high in potassium. So if your potassium level is already high, don't eat it. It's just common sense, right? Finally, eating bananas at night probably is not the best idea. If you have cough, if you have cold or some breathing problems, this is because the natural sugars in bananas can actually not just spike your blood sugar, but in theory can actually worsen your respiratory problems. Wow, you learned something new, right? Probably some of you do have respiratory problems or lung problems. So, what else? Let me think. Pain. It can help with the pain. Now, inflammation and pain are two side effects that actually might result from participating in daily chores and exercise and stuff like that. And diabetics get that a lot from, also part of being old and right? So, what if I told you that there is a food that can actually help with these problems? According to some research that was carried out at North Carolina Research Campus, bananas are just as effective as other pain relievers in reducing inflammation. So eating bananas while exercising provides the same benefits as drinking sport drinks, and bananas contain metabolites that act similarly to ibuprofen. I think you know that over-the-counter painkiller. There are a number of different molecules that actually contribute to the effect that is being caused by dopamine, which serves as a COX-2 inhibitor. Dopamine is the key molecule that has this effect. They also discovered that banana peels contain 50 times more dopamine than bananas themselves, and this substance may be used in food products actually. Now, to confirm these results, of course, we need to do more research, but I'm not saying that if you're dying from pain, go eat bananas. You probably need some painkillers, and you need the painkillers, but it can reduce overall small pains. How about cancer? Well, researchers from University of Leeds did a great multinational study, and they found that those people with high hereditary risk of cancer benefited greatly from consuming resistant starch like oats or some unprocessed beans and peas and stuff like that. But most importantly, green bananas, they contain resistant starch. In this research that included 1,000 people with Lynch syndrome, if you know this syndrome, they're typically associated with colon cancer and stuff like that. Resistant starch taken for an average of 2 years had no effect on any bowel problems, but reduced the tumors and everywhere in the body more than half. 10 years after discontinuing the supplementation, this benefit was still evident for some patients with malignancies such as esophagus, stomach, pancreas, and duodenum. Now, experts from Leeds and Newcastle University conducted the study, and it is published in Cancer Prevention Research Journal, actually. That was a planned double-blind 10-year follow-up with additional information from National Cancer Registry for up to 20 years. So there were around 369 participants. Interestingly, aspirin was also found to reduce the chance of developing large bowel cancer by up to 50%. That was in a previous published study, but it was part of the same experiment. Now, Professor John Mathers of Newcastle University, Department of Human Nutrition, says that they found resistant starch decreases a range of malignancies over 60%. The impact could be felt most strongly in the upper digestive tract. That is significant. Why? Because it is notoriously hard to diagnose and detect early stage malignancies in the upper gastrointestinal system, such as duodenum or jejunum. According to the researchers, the dose used in the trial is similar to eating a daily banana, like a greener banana, not the ripe one, okay? Because you need resistant starch in there. After it decomposes, it reaches the colon where it can modify the type of bacteria that live in there. So some carbs are broken in the small intestine. Resistant starch ferments in the large intestine typically, and they provide food for the gut flora, which is important because you're feeding the good bacteria. So they think that the resistant starch may actually minimize cancer formation by modifying the bacterial metabolism of bile acids to reduce the forms of bile acids that can damage our DNA and finally cause cancer. So there's more study required, of course, but the results are, I think, is very, very interesting because, again, like I said, it's a huge impact on the upper gastrointestinal, especially cancers. So long-term research, let's talk about that a little bit. Approximately 1,000 people started consuming resistant starch powder, actually, once daily for 2 years. So what happened to them compared to a placebo, right? So overall, there was really no correlation between resistant starch consumption and cancer incidence at the end of the treatment phase. But remember, this is only for 2 years. It is hard to catch a cancer in 2 years. So they still believed that there's a protective impact, but it may just take longer to manifest. Okay. During the observation period, there were only 5 new incidences of cancer of upper gastrointestinal tract among these 463 people who had taken resistant starch and 21 among the 455 people who had taken the placebo. Now, some people think that the bananas cause stomach pain. Well, bananas are some of the triggers that if you have irritable bowel syndrome, it can sometimes trigger. Some people with IBS or irritable bowel syndrome have diarrhea or severe cramping from bananas. It can be brought on by specific meals in some people as well. But according to Harvard Health publications, bananas frequently create issues in people with IBS because when a banana breaks down in the intestines, it frequently results in extra gas. This typically doesn't cause issues for those with regular digestion. We just let it out. Not too much, right? If you have IBS, the gas and bloating can be a bad experience for everybody, for you and around you. So don't do it. Some people have actually allergy to bananas, which is sad for them. But if you're having allergy symptoms when you eat banana, you may have a condition called pollen food allergy syndrome, which is an interesting name. But banana may trigger comparable symptoms if you have hay fever allergies, and if you're aware that you're allergic to ragweed pollen, for example. Banana proteins really resemble the ragweed pollen in their characteristics. That's actually even mentioned at Mayo Clinic website. If you have such an allergy, it may actually result in stomach pain or even wheezing issues. So again, it can occur in those people even who have allergies to latex and stuff. So intolerance to fructose is another reason for stomach discomfort with bananas. Bananas contain fructose, as you know, is simple sugar present in a variety of fruits, not the high fructose corn syrup. That's the bad one. The fructose in the bananas are okay to a point, right? Although, they have lower concentrations, some people are unable to break down the fructose in the gut. And they want to blame fructose for everything, and they just don't want anybody to have fructose because they can't have it. But hereditary fructose intolerance is a medical term. So if you can't have it, you just don't have it. Simple as that, right? Now, some people think that the bananas can cause, or some people think that it can prevent constipation. So which one is true? Well, let's think about this. Bananas contain a lot of fiber. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world because of their fiber content. It's satisfactory, it is really nice, it's extremely healthy. Since they're high in fiber and they're high in several important vitamins and minerals, and as you know, like one simple banana has around 3 grams of fiber. Fiber has, we know, an effect on prevention and relief of constipation. So how can something with high fiber cause constipation, right? It's close to impossible. It makes your stools large and soft the way you like it. This may actually help really passing through the stool, maybe one of the reasons for reducing the cancers. So we know that if you have issues with constipation, actually bananas will help you, not hurt you. Now, according to some studies, soluble fiber can help relieve constipation as well, which bananas have that too. So the case is closed. Bananas do not cause constipation. Now, some individuals may appear to differ in their ability to relieve constipation by increasing their fiber intake. Not everybody will respond to fiber intake. That doesn't mean that fiber intake causes constipation just because it didn't help you. So remember, green bananas contain a lot of resistant starch. A complex carbohydrate with fiber-like properties is resistant starch, right? So it helps avoid digestion problems in the small intestine, makes its way to the large intestine. It feeds the beneficial bacteria that live in there. So it is beneficial to feed these good bacteria. They're there for you. They produce short-chain fats which aid in digestion, and they have a positive effect on your metabolism. A banana is almost entirely starch before it ripens, according to for up to 70% of their dry weight. That starch is the resistant starch before it gets ripe. So again, if you are waiting for it to get ripe, you're not doing yourself a great favor for the health benefits of the banana. According to one study, feeding constipated mice with resistant starch from bananas accelerated the movement of their stools through their intestines. Now finally, green bananas have been used to treat diarrhea in both children and adults. Now, these characteristics are attributed to their high resistant starch content again. So you can use it for both problems. A lot of information about bananas today, huh? You might be getting sleepy here. Let's end this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And before that, make sure you subscribe, give a thumbs up, write a comment, and thank you for watching. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this channel so far, and I hope you subscribed already. If you didn't, do it. And if you did, watch this video right there. I think that will help you too.